What's up, everybody? My name's Derek,
And I'm Kurt.
and welcome to week 5 of our predictions. Now, last week, we did not know what happened the week previous, but this week we're going into it knowing what happened to last week. But today we're gonna go over what happened last week. A lot of things happened, actually.
Yeah. All right, Derek. So it's been a while since we recorded, right? And I'm not sure who we took with every single pick yet, or I don't know what we went last week.
I don't even know what we went the week before, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll have that in upcoming videos or in the next predictions, guys. We'll have the records.
And we'll put them down in like white text.
Yeah.
We'll put it down in like white text.
And then I'll say week 6 we'll have the total record or something or whatever, you know. But week 4, I know we both took the Bengals, and you know what?
Yeah.
The Bengals won, even though it was looking pretty like the Jaguars might win that game. I mean, you never know with Thursday night games, man. But the Bengals did pull it out. I know we both got that one right. Urban Meyer, man, might be on his way out soon. If you guys know that picture that's been circulating, you know.
Man, it's only been 3 weeks, too.
You know,
well,
college.
It's been like 4 weeks.
College coaches usually don't come in and be very good head coaches. It's just, you know, it is what it is, you know. Next up, man, the Titans versus the Jets. I mean, this might have been the biggest upset all week. You know,
it was probably the worst game, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a good game, like watching, but it was the worst game to watch also at the same time, just because.
Like, I'm starting to think, because the Titans, I know the Titans didn't have A.J. Brown or Julio, and that's pretty big. Don't get me wrong, that's pretty big.
Is that enough to lose to the worst team in the league?
I mean, dude, that's tough, dude. That is tough. I'm starting to get a little iffy about the Titans, you know what I mean? But
yeah, dude.
That was pretty surprising. The Bears versus the Lions. Justin Fields started, but the Lions did not win. I think we both took the Lions here. Even though Justin Fields looks terrible. Looks absolutely terrible. And, you know, I know Matt Nagy's there and stuff, but I don't know, man. I think they might be better off with Andy Dalton.
I do feel like they ran the ball a little bit more, and that's why Justin Fields did look a little better.
Definitely.
The first game Justin Fields started, I don't think they ran the ball, like, a lot.
Yeah, I don't know, but
they were just having Justin Fields throw the ball, and I don't think he'll bring you out of a hole, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. The Lions, I mean, they got nothing to lose, you know. I don't know. I still like the Lions. I think they're a very tough team. No matter how good or bad they are, they're always going to play tough. But yeah, next up, Colts versus Dolphins, 27-17. I forgot. See, now this one, I don't know who we picked. I think we both took the Colts.
This one, we said that if Carson Wentz starts, we were taking the Colts, and I'm pretty sure Carson Wentz started.
He did,
and the Colts won. So
yeah,
that one we didn't really pick, to be honest with you.
I mean, we did.
We did and we didn't.
Yeah, okay. But next up, Browns versus Vikings. I think I took the Vikings. Pretty close game here, Browns versus Vikings. The Vikings offense, I tell you what, I wasn't sure about the Browns defense at first. I'm starting to think, like, all around the Browns defense is just good, like, very good. I mean, they shut down, Kirk Cousins having a, like, if you look at the stats, MVP kind of season, you know what I mean? People say, and they hold the Vikings to only 7 points. Now, I know Dalvin Cook was on a snap count and stuff, but still, only 7 points. You know,
I think the Browns defense is like second in the league this year.
Yeah, and you know, Baker didn't even play very good. You know,
no, Baker. Trust me. Baker
yeah,
doesn't
I mean,
play very
I think he missed Odell on a wide open pass to like seal the game or something, or get a wide open touchdown. I don't know, but yeah, Browns win it, man. Washington versus the Falcons. What a game! I mean, this game had to be, like, so much fun to watch. Taylor Heineke is just...
You wish you were watching it instead of watching it on the app.
Yeah, I know. I mean, dude, what a game. The Falcons are starting to look better, believe it or not. I mean, they're starting to look better. They're putting up. They should have been... If the Falcons won this game, they would have won 2 in a row. You know, Washington pulling out wins by the skin of their teeth. And, you know, Heineke's a big part of that. So... Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. Who has the starting job when Fitzmagic is back? Because Heineke that's his second game-winning drive in a row. That's just, or like in 3 starts. So that's interesting. Next up, Bills versus Texans. A big reason why I lost this week in fantasy because I was playing against the Bills defense. Davis Mills, I mean, come on, 40-0. You could have put up any points. I mean, come on. But anyway, I think we both took the Bills there. The Giants versus the Saints. What do you got to say about that one, Derek?
Dude, Daniel Jones has looked really good. And part of him looking really good is because his offensive line has held up a lot better. Saquon's looking a little better. He's looking like he's getting back in the groove. I did tell you that when Kenny Golladay and Daniel Jones started meshing together, I would like to see it. They started meshing together. They're looking really good. Kadarius Toney, who went out to the media and called them clowns because he wasn't getting any playing time, has looked really good. Evan Ingram still dropping balls and fumbling, which if you didn't know, in that game he did fumble the ball.
Did he?
Yeah, on a wide open catch. He caught it, he ran, and fumbled.
Dang, okay.
You know? But Daniel Jones has looked really good. He did have an interception this game, but it was on a Hail Mary. So technically, I think he only has like one interception and one fumble this whole season.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Other than that Hail Mary interception. But he threw for 400 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Now, I took the Saints. Derek took the Giants, obviously. Derek's taking the Giants every single week.
Well, if it looks like a game that we can win.
No, you're such a liar. You're taking the Giants.
No, dude. No, the past few games, I've thought that we could win, and that's why I've taken them.
Whatever. You're taking the... You literally said in the last video that you're taking the... You got to go with your team every week. Whatever. But Saints fans, let me know what's up. Or what you guys are thinking. Mostly, I know LD, you're a Saints fan. I think it's the offensive scheme that's hurting you guys. Your defense, I feel like, is very good, even though they just gave up, 27 to the Giants. I feel like the defense has been really good. I think they need. I know, Jameis. I know he can throw it. He throws interceptions. He likes to throw turnovers, but I feel like you just got to let it loose for the Saints. That offense has to become. It's just got to become like more threatening. That's what I think, at least. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Next up, Chiefs versus Eagles. It was closer than I thought. But the Chiefs defense is not very good. So, it is what it is. The Chiefs put up 40 plus. I mean, come on. Next up, Cowboys versus Panthers. I mean, the Cowboys are looking like... the Cowboys are looking good. What do you think, Derek?
Yeah, they're looking good, and their defense is actually looking a lot better
my
than
gosh!
what I thought it would be.
Someone asked a question like, "What do I think about?" I forget his name right now. I'm brain farting.
Trevon Diggs.
Yeah, his 5 interceptions. Like, holy crap! I mean, dang! I mean, that's absolutely insane. I mean, this Cowboys defense is looking like one of the better defenses in the league right now, which is insane. Even though they just gave up 28, they just cut, actually, is it Jalen Smith?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a good idea.
I think he might be signing with the Packers.
He did sign with the Packers. I don't know if that was a good idea for the Cowboys. He was a leader. He was a guy that got the defense going. What's funny is I was watching Undisputed, and Mike McCarthy just named Jalen Smith defensive captain, and then he got cut, and they were just going on how Mike McCarthy is just a face. He don't actually do nothing there. But yeah, Cowboys, man, looking good. Cowboys fans, if there's any watching, I'd be happy with your team right now, looking really good. Zeke's looking good too. Seahawks versus 49ers. I think we both took the Seahawks. Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, and Trey Lance threw I think he had a 75
I think
yard.
it was 60 or something.
Yeah, a 70-yard touchdown pass. But I heard Trey Lance did not actually look that good.
I heard that too.
Yeah, we didn't watch this game. We just watched whatever we're able to watch. So we're stuck with whatever we can watch.
You mean the Bengals and Brown game?
Yeah. I think the Seahawks are better than the 49ers, but I don't know. If Jimmy Garoppolo's been playing real solid, who knows if Jimmy Garoppolo stays in this game, if there's not a different outcome,
Right.
Like we said, we didn't watch the game. We just heard that Trey Lance did not look very good. But next up, the Cardinals versus the Rams. The Cardinals kind of whooped up on the Rams a little bit. I heard the Rams defense got humiliated. Yeah. I mean, the Cardinals, man, what do you know? And you know what? Who their number one receiver is right now? A.J. Green. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, if Jalen Ramsey was on A.J. Green, it might have been different. It probably would have been different. But Hopkins has not been the number one wide receiver for their team the last 2 weeks. So that's interesting. Yeah. A.J. Green's been balling out.
The first 2 weeks, on the other hand, though.
What?
DeAndre Hopkins was balling out.
Oh, yeah. And you know, I know Hopkins has been dealing with some injuries. So, but he always does. But I think these ones are a little bit more serious. Next up, Steelers versus Packers, 27-17.
You took the Steelers, right?
Yeah, the Steelers actually had
All right, I just want to hear you say it.
Yeah, of course I took the Steelers. The Steelers actually had a touchdown called back that shouldn't have been called back, so who knows how that would have changed the game. And you know what? You know, here's the thing, guys. I think, obviously, Big Ben is not as good as he used to be, but, dude, it's Big Ben. And if you have Big Ben running for his life, I mean, how are you supposed to do anything? You know what I mean? I mean, the Steelers have probably debatably the worst offensive line in the league. And you got someone like Big Ben, you know. I don't know. They just need to address the offensive line big time. And then I still think, the Steelers have a chance. But the Broncos versus the Ravens, I wasn't sure.
Teddy, I think, got hurt in this game.
Huh?
I think Teddy got hurt in this game.
He did, but you know what? I don't think the Broncos were as good as 3-0.
Nope.
Was that the team that played the combined record of 0-9?
Yup.
Yeah. Now, I do think the Broncos are still solid, and I think their defense is the real deal. But I'm not sure about their offense yet. But the Ravens win that. I think we both took that. Buccaneers versus Patriots. Man, what a close game. No one thought this would be a close game, I don't think. But, it's Bill Belichick. 19-17. Mac Jones looked really good. And then the Raiders versus the Chargers. The Raiders' offense did not look as good as the past 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Derek Carr looked rattled, but the Chargers win. I think we both took them, right?
I forget.
I think,
to be honest with you.
Yeah, guys, it has been a while since we recorded this because we did go on that trip. But I'm pretty sure I took the Chargers. I think we both took the Chargers here. But anyway, that might have been a little bit too long, but week 5. You ready, Derek?
Yeah.
All right, starting off the week with a bang. The Rams versus Seahawks. I mean, what is going on here? I mean, who do you take?
Taking the Rams.
Taking the Rams?
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks are at home. Man, I'm going to...
dude, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I like the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams.
I like the Rams.
I just like the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams. Guys, I could easily take the Seahawks. I feel like the Rams just got blown out kind of in a big game for them, and I think they're going to...
At home?
I think they're going to come out and play really tough. I'm going with the Rams. Jets versus Falcons. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Falcons. 100%.
I'm taking the Falcons too. This is actually the London game. This is a London game.
Is it?
Yep.
9:30 a.m. Yep. Yes, you were right.
London game. Yeah. So we both take the Falcons there. Patriots versus Texans. Who are you taking?
Patriots.
Yeah, it's not even close for me. Especially if Davis Mills is starting. Now, if Tyrod Taylor was starting, it might be a little bit different. But I'm still taking the Patriots. Next up, Lions versus Vikings. Who are you taking?
I'm going to go with the upset.
Yeah, I figured you would. You're liking the Lions this year, I can tell.
I like the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings, man. Now, the first 2 weeks the Vikings played, I feel like they should have won. Like, not necessarily, like that overtime fumble by Dalvin Cook. You just couldn't get a good angle, right? And I'm not so sure that was actually a fumble. And then they missed the field goal against Arizona. And then I'm not going to say they should have beat the Browns, but it was a pretty close game for them losing. You know what I mean? The Vikings they're way better than what their record shows is what I'm trying to say. I'm taking the Vikings here, especially since the Lions let me down and lost to the Bears last week.
Well, they should have beat the Ravens.
Yeah, you never know. Next up, Eagles versus Panthers. Who you taking, Derek?
Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Eagles look like trash.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say here, Jalen Hurts is just not the answer. I
told you that at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
When we did our predictions for the division, it's not looking like the division is how I planned it out to be.
No.
But the Eagles still are really trash to me. They just are a trash team.
So who'd they play? When the Eagles played Dallas, if you look at Jalen Hurts' stats, if you didn't watch that, if you look at Jalen Hurts' stats, it looked like he didn't play that bad, right? But if you watch that game, it was bad. It was bad.
And if you played against him during fantasy, he had like 10 points going into the last drive on the fourth quarter.
Like the last two drives. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
As Shannon Sharp would say, he gets empty calories. Yeah, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the answer. And I was actually willing to give him a chance this year. I was kind of getting a little bit high on him, Jalen Hurts, but not enough to get like fooled by it. I was willing to give him a chance, and I just don't think he's it. But I'm going with the Panthers. Sam Darnold and the Panthers. They just got. They already had a good defense. They just got Stephon Gilmore. So, I think that was a great pickup.
For a 6th-round pick, too.
Yeah,
that was a great
you're
pickup.
basically really not giving up much there,
Like he could have been released and tried and played it against free agency, but they picked him up for a pretty cheap.
Yeah, but anyway, next up, Saints versus Washington. Who are you taking? This is tough.
I'm taking Washington, 100%. I watched the Saints play, bro.
This is tough.
I watched the Saints play. Washington, I feel like, is very similar to the Giants, and I'm going with Washington.
Man, I'll go with the Saints. I want to take Washington.
Really?
Yeah, I want to take Washington, but Washington's defense has looked like doo-doo. Washington was supposed to come out here with one of the best defenses of the league, and they're like complete opposite. Anybody can score on them, So and the Saints defense is still tough, and I think Washington's offense might be a little bit better, better, not a little bit, maybe a lot bit better. I don't know, but I'm gonna take the Saints, man. Titans versus Jags. Now this might be actually a tough pick. But I know who I'm taking. I know.
I'm gonna go with the Titans. I think here's the reason why I'm taking the Titans. Do you know what Derrick Henry has done the last few games against the Jags?
No, I do not.
Do you remember like a couple years ago against the Jags?
Well, that's a couple years ago.
He did it the next year too. Derrick Henry's gonna have him a feast, bro.
Well, yeah. Even though that Jacksonville front seven's pretty solid this year, but
he's gonna have him a feast. Thanksgiving is coming early for Derrick Henry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking the Titans too, guys. Next up, the Dolphins versus Bucks. Now, Brady has always had a little bit of difficulty with the Dolphins, but I'm still taking the Bucks here.
I'm taking the Bucks. Who's the Dolphins starter? I don't even know. Oh, Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, you're starting him in fantasy this week, which is not a bad move. You can pass on Tampa. Anyway, Packers versus Bengals. Who you taking? At Cincinnati.
Bengals are 3-1, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
My gut tells me Packers. I want to take Bengals, but my gut is making me take the Packers. Oh, God.
You want me to go first?
No. I want the Bengals to win this game. The Bengals have looked really good.
Go with who you want. If it's 50-50.
I just don't think they will win this game.
Dude, you never know. Upsets happen.
You just want one. You know what? I'm going Bengals.
I'll go Packers. Yeah.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they're going to win this game. But you know what? I'm putting $100 on the Bengals, and I'm going to win 1,000 if they win. So, you know what I mean?
Okay. Next up, Broncos versus Steelers. I'll go first. I'm taking Steelers, especially if Drew Lock is starting. I haven't really looked into it, like whether how Bridgewater's going. Even if Bridgewater's out there, man, I'm not so sure about the Broncos defense and the Steelers defense, the Broncos offense, and the Steelers defense is still very, very good. So I could see the Broncos offense having problems. But I could see the same thing the other way around. You know what I mean, with the Steelers offense and the Broncos defense. So, but I'm just going with the Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I think this is the first time I've taken the Steelers to win a game this year.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
The Broncos. If the Broncos lose, you think about it. Win 3 in a row, they're going to lose 2 in a row. If they lose, you never know. But that's pretty interesting, you know. That'd look really bad for the Broncos.
Interesting. They've played
that'd be
those teams that combined now have a record of 2-10.
Yeah, it is very interesting because, you know, they played a good team, they lost, and even though the Steelers' record isn't very good, they're better. They're better than the first really 3 teams the Broncos played, I feel like. But anyway.
Yeah.
Bears versus Raiders. Who you taking? You want me to go first?
You know, the Raiders did look pretty bad on
Justin Fields
Monday
is starting.
Night.
And David Montgomery's out for like 5 weeks.
Oh, dude, the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. If Justin...
I didn't know David Montgomery was out for 5 weeks.
If Justin Fields is starting, I'm probably going against the Bears every single time until he shows me something. So, yeah, that's a quick one for me. Chargers versus Browns. Now, this could be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a very defensive game. Browns defense coming in, I think, has the second best defense, and the Chargers have a pretty good defense as well. They have some pretty good offenses. I think the Chargers are more a pass-heavy team, and I think the Browns are more a run-heavy team.
There's no thinking about it. They are way more run-heavy team, the Browns are.
Yes. I don't know how good the Chargers defense is at run. But when you have Nick Chubb and oh my goodness.
Yeah, what was that, Kareem?
When you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both running the ball.
And that stacked offensive line, you know.
Yeah, I do think the Browns defense is a little bit better than the Chargers.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Justin Herbert is going to have a tough time, but I still think Justin Herbert has proved more than once that he is a good quarterback and that he can throw against any defense that he comes across, but I still am gonna take the Browns.
I'm taking the Chargers, man. I
don't blame you.
I just like rooting for Herbert, man. You know what I mean? I like Herbert. You know, he beat the Chiefs this year. I just like the Chargers and Herbert. I'm going with Herbert, and I'm pretty sure it's at the Chargers. So I'll just take the home team or just Chargers. Now, guys, this video is getting a little long, so we'll try to go a little bit faster. But the Giants versus Cowboys, who you taking, Derek?
You already know.
Yeah, okay.
Taking my boy Giants. They're gonna win 2 in a row,
okay,
bro.
I'm taking the Cowboys. The Cowboys have just looked good all around. They just look good, and their run game is popping off. You
do gotta think. This is a divisional game.
Anything can happen in these division games.
Yes.
Yeah.
And divisional games do not act like normal games.
Nope.
This is probably going to be a low-scoring head-to-head game.
Yeah.
I could see it being a high-scoring game as well.
I don't know, man. That Cowboys defense is popping off, and, you know, the Giants, they lost.
But they've never met a Daniel Jones with 400 yards last game. So.
Well, that was last game. Who knows what he's going to do this game? He might get the sack fumbles again. He might.
No, dude.
Just make sure that man don't eat no popcorn before the game. Next up, 49ers versus Cardinals. This one's the easy one for me.
Cards.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals. They're looking very good. One of the last undefeated teams left.
I think the only undefeated team left.
They might. I think they are actually. Now that I think about it.
The Bills should be undefeated, but they got cheated out of their first one.
How'd they get cheated?
They got cheated.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, we're both taking the Cardinals. Chiefs versus Bills. I forgot about this one. This is game of the week for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So who are you taking?
You know who
You're
I'm
taking the Bills?
I'm taking the Bills. The Chiefs, dude, have not looked good on defense.
I mean, their defense.
I don't think they have looked good on defense the past few years.
Until they get in the playoffs.
Yeah, Josh Allen's going to have a field day. Patrick Mahomes going to have a field day. Well, actually, Patrick Mahomes might have a little bit harder scoring. But it's Patrick Mahomes, so he's still going to score. It's going to be a very high-scoring game. You remember that game a few years ago where it was the Chiefs and the Rams, and they went like 50 points each?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be this game this year.
I hope so. I got a lot of guys in fantasy. I got Dawson Knox and Stephon Diggs. But
I got Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Knox.
Yeah.
So
you know what? I'll go the Chiefs, even though I think Bills might have a better chance of winning because of that. Yeah. I feel like the Bills' defense is the real. It's the real deal, but I don't think that matters against Kansas City and the Bills, or in Kansas City and the Chiefs, or Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I think, it literally might come down to one stop in the whole game.
Yeah.
Like in the first quarter, whatever. It might come down to that. It really might.
That's going to be a good Sunday night game.
Yeah, that's game of the week. Like, I mean,
probably the best Sunday night game of this year.
So far, I'd say. I can't remember the last ones. But next up and last up, the Colts versus Ravens. Who you taking?
I'm going to take the Colts. The Ravens have squeaked by every week except last week. I don't think the Ravens are as good as what their record shows. They should have lost to the Lions. Should have lost to the Chiefs. They should have a record of like maybe 1-3. Actually, they should be 1-3 to be honest with you. Instead of 3-1. So I'm going with the Colts.
They definitely should be 2-2 at least. Bare minimum 2-2. But you know what? I don't think
I think 1-3.
I don't think the Ravens are as good as their record, like you say. But man, this is tough, dude. Because I feel like the Colts are better than their record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the Ravens are going to win this game, but I don't want to bet on the Ravens. I really don't. And you never know what's going to happen this game, whether it's Lamar overthrowing or Marquise Brown dropping balls.
Or Lamar fumbling.
Yeah, and you know what? Now, here, guys, listen to me. I think the Ravens are going to win this game, but I'm going with the Colts because I want the...
Really? Hey.
Yeah, I want the Colts to win. I think the Ravens have a better offense, and but I feel like the Colts' defense is just as good, if not a little bit better than the Ravens. And I feel like, Carson Wentz has been playing good, man, against some tough defenses. Decent.
He's been playing decent.
I'm just going to go with the Colts. It's a tough one because I don't want to pick Baltimore, even though I think they're going to win. I'm just going to pick for the upset, man. Because Baltimore's got to be favored. I'm pretty sure it's at home. So, but yeah, guys, that is...
Give me that $3,000, bro.
Okay. Well, you know what? That is our Week 5 predictions. We'll try and make them shorter from now on, guys. Let me know if it matters to you guys. But that is going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.
Louder.